Okay guys, it's number 4. A car freewheeling on a straight road experiences a retardation or deceleration which is proportional to the square root of its speed. Acceleration is proportional to minus v squared. Okay? This means your acceleration equals minus kv squared. K is some constant that makes the equal. It's proportional to minus v squared but doesn't equal minus v squared, so you need k in there. Okay? Now, what we gotta do next is we gotta figure out what are we using, what sort of limits. Okay, so we have velocities. We have v equals 20, v equals 10. Okay, we know when v equals 10, s equals 100. But when we know when v is 20, we know s is 0. Okay, so that's what we're starting off to work with. Okay, now, like usual, we're looking for the time taken. So if we were to say dv dt equals minus kv squared, that's useful. The other one would be using the we could try using the chain rule, and we get the what's it, the VDS by ds dt, which is v times the VDS. Now, we have to figure out which one we actually have limits for. Okay, so we actually have limits for its speed is reduced from 20 to 10 meters per second in a distance of 100 meters. Calculate the time taken to travel the 100 meters. Okay, so what we can do is we can do so what you have is an option between dv dt minus kv squared and v dv ds equals minus kv squared. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get the k value, because we can see that we have two complete sets of limits at the moment for v and s. So what we can do is, if we're to use v to vds, we could figure out what k is right away. So what we can do here is we can say that v to vds equals minus kv squared. We cross off a v on both sides, and what we're going to be left with is the integral of 1 over v to v equals 1 k times ds. Okay? The limits are v on top, 10 on the bottom, s on top, and 100 on the bottom. Okay? Because 10 after 10, when your speed is 10 meters per second, you've traveled 100 meters, and v in terms of s. Okay? Now, what we know about the starting off velocity of v is it's 20. Okay? And 0 is when it's s is 0 when v is 20. Okay? Then we can integrate both sides. We're going to get ln v from 20. This should say 10, not 100. It will say that in a second. Okay, so it's minus k as well, minus kv squared. So we're going to get ln v from 20 to 10, and equals minus, integrate k, you get minus ks from 0 to 100. Integrate both sides. We're going to get ln 20 minus ln 10. And we're going to get a plus 100k on the other side. ln 20 minus ln 10 is going to be ln 2, and therefore bring the 100 underneath, and we're going to get 1 over 100 ln 2 is the k value. Okay? So by doing this, by matching up our formula at the start to what information we had, we could determine out what k is quite quickly. Okay? Now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the start, and we're going to figure out how to get this question in terms of time, because time is what we're looking for. We're looking for how long it takes to go from 20 to 10. Okay, so what we're going to use this time is we're going to use v dv, or sorry, dv dt. And this is the k value here. Now, we're going to use dv dt ends up to be minus kv squared. Then we're going to bring down the v, bring up the t, and what we're going to get is 1 over phi squared dv equals minus k dt. The hardest part now is figuring out what limits to use. Okay, so to figure out what limits we're going to use, we're going to probably use phi on top, t on top, because we want phi in terms of t. The only thing we know for certain is that when phi is 20, it's the start of the question. That means t equals 0. Okay? So that means we're going to use t and 0. Okay, so when phi equals 20, the time equals 0. Integrate both sides. Remember, 1 over phi squared is phi to the minus 2, so we're integrating phi to the minus 2. What we should get here is minus 1 phi to the minus 1, which is minus 1 over v. Minus 1 over v from phi to 20 equals, now leave out your k value to the end. K is very complicated. It's best just to carry it as one letter until the very end of the question. So we're going to get minus kt from t to 0. Next thing we're doing is we're going to get minus 1 over v minus 1 over 20 equals minus kt. This turns into a plus. 2 minus make a plus. Multiply both sides by minus, and I'm going to get kt equals 1 over v minus 1 over 20. The whole point of the question is it wants me to figure out the time when it's 10 when the velocity is 10. What is the time when phi equals 10? So I'm going to replace phi with 10. I'm going to get 1 over 10 minus 1 over 20, and I'm going to get that equals kt. That should be 1/20th. Okay, equals kt, because 1/10 is 2/20ths. What we're going to get here is 1/20th, so it's 1 over 20k. Replacing what k is. K is 1 over 100 ln 2. So it's 1 over 20 times 1 over 100 ln 2. Put all of that into the calculator and tell me what you get for the time. So it's going to put all of that directly into the calculator. 1 over 20 brackets 1 over 100 ln 2, 7.21 seconds, which is correct, 7.2 seconds. Okay.